Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, Sweet Hot Rods and Honey. I'm Daryl, and I just wanted to show you what just came in the mail yesterday, actually the FedEx truck. We've got our Vintage Air system, and we're going to be putting Vintage Air conditioning in the 51 Ford pickup and also in the 55 Chevy that I've got in storage. But we've got 5 boxes here. Another one's coming later on today, which I think is the evaporator for the 51 pickup. So stay tuned, and we're going to just take a look at the packaging and see what parts that we've got. Alright, so 5 boxes. Let's take a look at the small ones first. What I ordered for the 51 pickup was the evaporator, the condenser, and some hoses, and what else? I forget exactly what it was. Maybe the air vents that are inside the cab. So that's probably what's in these small boxes. Oh, we already have the compressor for the pickup, but we needed to buy a compressor for the 55 Chevy. So this feels heavy enough that it's probably the compressor. The bracket that we ordered was for a short, to match a short water pump. So hopefully that's in one of these. So we've got pretty good packaging here, and then we've got an inner box. Handle with care. It is a Sandon compressor made in Singapore. Okay, SD5H. So this is going to be for the 55 Chevy. Unfortunately, I don't have that car here. It's down my buddy's garage. But it is a compressor. Compressor is meant for a V-belt. Let me show you. I'm going to leave it in the package, in the box. But we've got provision for V-belts, which is correct. We'll have to find the mounts. And I bought actually the hard lines for the low and high pressure side of the refrigerant. That's in one of these boxes. All right, let's just put that away for now to the side. And we'll have to take a look at that closer when we do the install on the 55. That's going to be, I don't know, several weeks away. It's August now, and actually I haven't gotten that car out of storage at all this year because I've been working on this truck. So we're going to try to get the evaporator into the truck so that I know what the firewall, whatever work on the firewall is going to be done before it gets painted. So that's the compressor for the 55. This other small box. Let me get you down here a little bit better. Let's see. We get a pack list. That's for all these parts. So what they sent was the evaporator kit for the 55 Chevy, compressor for the 55 Oh, the bracket to accommodate headers and a short water pump. The hose kit for 55, and the condenser kit for 55 with dryer. So we'll see how it goes. All right, let's see what we have here. Okay. All right, looks like the hose kit for the refrigerant lines. A variety here, and they'll have to be crimped. I don't know if I'm going to buy I don't have a crimp tool for these hard lines, so I may have to take them to a company down the road called Cauliflower, and they make up hoses. So I might have to have them crimp them, or find a radiator shop. They typically have these crimp, the tool to make these crimps. All right. So I guess I'll find out. I'm almost going to have to put these AC units in each vehicle at the same time, just, well, at least for the hose, to make sure I've got enough hose for both. I ordered hose for both of them. All right, this box has looks like the dryer. No part number. It's the AC dryer. Let me tell you what flow direction. That's for the 55. This should for the 55. So I'm going to keep 55. I'm going to sort out 55 and the truck. Make sure I don't get screwed up here with mixing up parts. All right, put that on the 55 pile. Let's open this one. I'm guessing this is the air hose. I think with a 55 it was a kit, and I ordered another, what I did, 14 feet. It seems like a lot. All right. This like condenser. Condenser, so it's a 12 by 20. This is for the truck. And this condenser I had, it was going to fit, see, so you can just visualize the radiator. I don't have the radiator up here right now. The radiator was taller, but there was a crossbar here, and this condenser fit on the bottom side of the radiator front. So I'm going to have to look at this part number, but I think this is for the truck. This hose kit, actually not the kit, but oh, this is a trinary switch. Trinary switch kit. You can see that for controlling the fan when, so trinary is used for controlling, to turn on the fan when engine heat exceeds, whatever threshold is set here, 190 degrees, or the air conditioning unit is turned on. So, good. Hose, maybe it is 14 feet. Seemed like a lot. But I ordered, well, may not be quite 14, it could be more like 12. I ordered it in order to be able to plumb up to the defrosters, from the unit to the defrosters, 2 of them, and then also from the unit to 4 main AC outputs. So I want to make sure I had enough, and I think I do. believe this was for the truck, maybe for the, might be for the 55. But based on this packaging and being in this box, I think that it's for the truck. So let's set this in the truck pile. Over here. Large box. Part numbers. Okay, I got the stickers on here. We got a hose kit. All right, so this is for the 55 Chevy. Compressor bracket, the dryer, and hose kit. So this hose kit is actually, that I opened up earlier, is for the truck. Hoping FedEx will deliver this evaporator to the truck. I really want to get that firewall finished up. I don't know if I've got to cut more holes into it and then plug up holes and finish them off. All right, the kit for the 55. Okay. Looks like a bracket for the dryer. And I've never done an AC install. So my buddy Dan has, he mentioned he'll give me a hand. But it's just take it slow and think about what you're doing. Okay, so here's another dryer. It's the same dryer as the truck. Hard lines for the high and low pressure side of on the compressor side, which then leads back to the evaporator. This is small block Chevy, mounting bracket, passenger side, short pump with headers. And it is a bracket. Looks like it's pretty substantial. It's probably, that's probably 5/16 thick. It's heavy. That, got all the hardware to mount the compressor. Instructions. And another part of the bracket. Spacer and brackage. So it's got nice welds. Very nice weld. So I'll have to clean it up, get the oil off of it, get some epoxy primer on it, and paint it. So I'm going to be painting parts of the 51 pickup with some of the interior molding pieces. I'm going to make those that midnight black, metallic black, or pearl black. So maybe I'll paint this bracket the same color. It's urethane, so it'll hold up nicely. All right, so it looks like the last thing here is the bracketry for the condenser. And it looks like their hoses not open with sharp objects. Well, yeah, so this is the condenser. Nice condenser. specific for a 55 Chevy. So that should be very nice, beautiful. All right. Let me shut this. My neighbor's cutting grass and weed whacking, so try to cut down on the noise. All right, we took care of the noise, and I got my little helper here. Well, Gracie, why don't you lay down there? Lay down, puppy. All right. Anywho, we got a condenser. Condenser for 55. And all right, guys, here's the hoses for 55. So the hoses that we opened up earlier are for the truck. And maybe I may have ordered too long lengths, but rather be too long, cut them off, and compared to being too short. All right, so the hoses. So it's nice, I mean, for the 55 Chevy, we've got everything made up. These hoses are crimped. Looks like both high pressure and low pressure are made up, which is nice. That makes it a little bit easier. We also have the, looks like the sensor for mounting onto the engine, and in order to turn on the fan or not. I'm assuming it's a trinary switch. I don't know if it is or not. And we got a few tie wraps and instructions. Also, I don't know where this goes, but we'll find out when we look at the instructions. So that is that. I'll try to put this back together so that put it to the side for a few weeks. And I intend to make a video of the installation on the 55 Chevy as well as on the truck. It'll be piecemeal on the truck for now because it's not going to be completely installed, I don't think. I'll be installing the evaporator, or at least dry fitting the evaporator before I paint the cab and firewall. And then once I get the firewall and cab painted, I can probably, I'll be putting in the engine, and then I can start working on installation of the air conditioning on the truck. So the engine already has a compressor. It came with the engine when I bought it, and that's a 2004 Cadillac Escalade. So I'm hoping that I won't have any problems mating up with that compressor. We'll see. So where is this is for the 55? No. All right, where? I lose my mind. How can I lost that stuff? I'm going crazy. Oh. All right, oh, this is the 55 over here, sorry. I'm losing my mind. 55, this was the bracket. All right. Okay. Whew. That was tough. 55 Chevy in there. All right, the last box for now. This delivery. Okay. Hoses. Vents. Under dash rectangular louvers is what I chose for both builds. And they are like so. I may end up upgrading those. I didn't want to put any more holes in the dash on either vehicle. I'm gonna have mount these under the dash because I just didn't want to change the dash. I like the look of an integrated and embedded vents, but I just didn't want to mess with that. So this is for 1, 2, 3. I thought I should have 4 of those. 2 for each vehicle. We've got a drain hose kit, and a vent hose, bracket for evaporator. That's for the Gen 2 evaporator. So I bought a Gen 2 evaporator for the truck. The Gen 2 is an older unit, an older design. It may not be as efficient, but because it's a small volume that we've got to cool off in the pickup, it was reported that can handle it just fine. This Gen 2 system. On the 55 Chevy, we've got a Gen 4 system, or Gen 5 is what I ordered, and that is the higher, I don't know, I guess more efficient, higher capacity, whatever, and that should handle that larger volume better. It's more expensive, it's new, and so, yeah. So we got a bracket. This is the Universal Defrost Duct Kit. I don't know, well, this must have come for the 55 Chevy because I've got ducts already for the truck, and it looks like it mates up with a smaller diameter hose. So we'll see. We have a Gen 2 heater control, and so that's for the truck. Four-knob panel control, that's for the truck. And this, I'm interested in seeing how this is going to work with my reconfigured dashboard. I removed the okay. I've got the on, off, low, medium, high, so it's speed. This second is for selecting defrost or chest. It's got 3 different positions, so I'm only concerned about 2. Here's for cold, temperature setting, and this one, oh no, I'm sorry. So it is a heater and a AC unit. So this is for heat. The last one is for air. So that looks like it's a nice unit. Four-knob panel assembly. Now, I'm not certain if this is, I'm a little confused because I'm getting the other evaporator scheduled later today. It's supposed to be delivered. Here's an evaporator, and I'm not certain which is which. This is the evaporator for what? Compact Gen 2 with defrost. So this is for the truck. Now they told me that it was on back order and it would be another week, but there's another package coming today. And I'm assuming then that better be the 55 Chevy evaporator unit. I don't quite understand what they're talking about. So the problem that I'm realizing is, not a problem, but could be confusing, is ordering 2 units for 2 different vehicles at the same time. So we've got to sort out what parts are for which. We don't have enough these louver vents. I'm hoping and expecting that the other louver vents are going to be coming with the other evaporator in that package today. So we should have a total of 6 of these louver vents, but we'll see. So for now, I'm going to put this all back in the boxes and try to sort things out. Hopefully that delivery is going to come early enough today that I'll have time to take a good look at it and then actually really sort out what goes to the truck, what goes to the 55 Chevy. So let me take a break. It's getting close to lunchtime, and let me see. I'm going to double check my order form with all these parts that came. So, all right, I'll be back. Second box came. And yeah, I missed the FedEx guy. Well, I had a pleasant surprise. I didn't have a chance to eat lunch, but I got a cup of coffee and some cookies. But the last box from Vintage Air showed up. It's still around 11:30 in the morning. So I was happy that FedEx guy showed up earlier than usual. They're typically here around, I don't know, late afternoon. So let me finish my cookie and we'll get to the box. All right, we're ready to roll again. So Vintage Air told me that the Compact 2, the evaporator kit for the truck was going to be back ordered, but no, it came in with this order and I have it, so I'm happy about that. So I can dry fit the evaporator onto the firewall and figure out what I'm going to do to the firewall before I paint it. So this remaining box is the rest of the 55 Chevy parts, and that should be the Gen 5 evaporator. So it's a complete kit. We got the condenser, the compressor, and a hose kit in those first 2 boxes. This should be an evaporator, the vents, the controller, and I guess the fan control. So let's see. It's really packaged well. Thick foam. Well done. Wow, more hoses. I think I ordered too many hoses. Maybe the evaporator for the truck, that Gen 2 evaporator, came with hoses and I ordered extra hoses. Oh well. So we got hoses for the 55. What is this? I don't know. Some kind of, maybe it's a block off plate. I don't really know. This is the part of an install kit. Springs, hardware, clamps, refrigerant oil. Looks like maybe I don't know, valve heater control. Okay. We got a lot of stuff. All right. This looks like the underdash vents, possibly. This is full size without AC with 4-vent plastic kit. 4-vent Gen 5 setup. There's a big, I don't know what, well, maybe this is part of the evaporator, and then the vents. They're all plastic. I may upgrade later to billet. Right now I just didn't feel like paying the money since I paid a bunch of money for the basic stuff. All right, another mounting bracket perhaps and a gasket. This is, I think that's for the firewall because the hose setup, I got a square orientation for heat, 2 heater hoses and the 2 AC lines. They sent a 55 Chevy Rise and Shine book all along, and this is from Chevy Performance. Oh, that's nice. Looks like a few articles, some advertising. There's a gasser out of California, and I'm sure he's got vintage air. All right. There's more brackets. Looks like firewall possibly, or part of the evaporator mount system. We have 2 more hard lines, and it looks like we may have gotten those same 2 lines in the first box. But maybe they are to be mounted, the first set may be mounted onto the compressor. These may be mounted back onto the evaporator brackets. And control panel for 55, 56 Chevy. And I think I ordered this so that it would be mounted to hang off the bottom of the dash. The truck, that's going to be embedded into the dashboard. Let's have a look here. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. So this is in place of the heater control on the 55. Very cool. I love that. That is really nice. So it's got a connector there. I don't know if you can see it very good. That goes to the valve controls. That is nice. So we got fan mode temp. So we'll have to figure out which is heat, which is AC. That is very nice. All right, so I was wrong. I was thinking about the controls being hanging off of the bottom of the dash, but that's not the case. It's better yet. It replaces the original heater controls. And then cables. Got the cable that goes to the switch panel and then to the valve controls. That's a nice, I like that. And the destructions here. Deluxe, Gen 5 Deluxe Accessory Kit for 55 Chevy. So there's all specifics of where these panels go, the hardware kit, the control panel. I will have to read the instructions for this install. All right, so then finally, the main unit is the evaporator. And this is for a 4-vent system, heat, air conditioning, and defrost. And for now, I'm just going to verify that this part number matches the part number. I mean, it's labeled Gen 5, and it's labeled for 55, 56 Chevy. Yep, so it's 1038495-2. And just to confirm, I believe them that we have AC for sure. Now where the heater hoses go in, that's the question. They were hidden on the truck. I couldn't find them. They were hidden underneath a tag. So I just want to make sure this is for heat as well as air. I can't imagine somebody purchasing only air conditioning, but I guess that's possible. Okay, so the case is all plastic. That's fine. We got the blower motor. We got the 2 air conditioning lines, and air conditioning lines, and we also have 2 heater hose lines. So it looks like that's all there. Antifreeze must be used in heater system. Okay. Okay. Wiring controls. All right, so it looks like it's all there. That looks like the heater output must go to this other vent that I wasn't certain of. That's for the the downdraft of the heat. The air conditioning lines apparently come off that same manifold, and so it looks like it's there. So here are some looks like servo motor controls opening this door, which is, I'm not sure if it's for heat or air. And then another servo motor opening this and closing that. Also that little door. So cool. I think we have all the parts. I verified on the packing list and my order form for what I ordered. And as far as the 55 Chevy, it has everything. It's in a kit, and so there are 3 boxes of that. And then for the truck, I had to order, it wasn't a complete kit. I had to order each piece individually. I think I have all those parts right now, and probably extra hose for sure. The one thing I might, I was thinking the one thing I might change is the number of vents, but it's limited to 3. So there's for either air or heat, and then 2 lines that go up into the defrost. So I'm pretty sure I have everything there. When the time comes to install it, I'll know more. I don't know if I'm going to have to interface something different to the compressor because I already have a compressor. But it looks like I've got everything here that I ordered. So, yeah. So I'm going to package up all the stuff for the 55 Chevy, take it down the basement, set it to the side. When the time comes, I'll probably install that after I'm well into completing the truck, or if I get bored with the truck, I'll bring the 55 Chevy out of storage and install all this stuff. So yeah, for now I'm going to package this stuff away, put it away, and then I'm going to start fitting in the evaporator unit for the pickup. So let me see how that goes. I might do some of that today. I'm going to be busy the rest of the weekend, but so I'd like to get some done today or early next week. So we'll see. I'll be back. I decided to check out more of the parts for the 51 Ford pickup. So what I'm going to do is see what's involved in just dry fitting the evaporator in, and also to see what the firewall situation looks like. But before I do that, here is the original heater box for that 51. I cleaned it up, rebuilt it, and it looks good.
Trying to figure out, based on this shape, it's got like a indentation here. The firewall does the same, so that heater box was built to match that bump out on the firewall. On the new vintage air, it's just a straight box, so I'm going to have to build a bracket and also extend out about 2 inches or so on the firewall to make that mounting correct. So that's a little bit of work. As far as the old box, the old heater, I'm going to reuse these defrost vents, or at least try to. And so there was in vintage air, they sent me these 2 universal defroster vents, but I don't think I'm going to need those. I'll see if they mount up better than the original. I might use them. They're plastic. The originals were sheet metal, built better. The originals conform to the top of the dash perfectly. As far as the firewall goes, I am not going to need this hole for the blower motor. These 2 holes were for the heater hoses, and so they're going to have to get closed up. That gets closed. These 4 mounting bolt holes get closed up, and what I'm going to do is use this vintage air, I don't know what it's called, a 4-way inline bulkhead setup. So that should be nice and clean. So I purchased that a couple months ago, and then the hose kit came with it. So I'm going to probably end up with too many air conditioning hose fittings. Maybe not, but it's always better to have more than you need than not enough. So as a minimum, I've got to close this up, close these up. I'll have to make a plate and weld in that plate and try to, I don't know, make it look nicer. So let me show you the evaporator, how that's going to work out. Yeah, but before I do that, let me show you what I did with the dash. The original dash and radio used this grill, and below it the radio was mounted down here, speaker up here. Well, I'm doing away with this. It's in great shape. In case anybody needs one, let me know. That's for sale. Also, the existing heater box is available and for sale. So, but what I did was I made this panel fit where the old grill was. And let me see, I thought I had the ashtray here. That fits in nice. I've got to straighten out this edge here. I don't want to use body filler, but I'm going to have to weld in a small panel there and then contour it, straighten that out, and do the same over here. This piece, or this gap, that joint gets covered with a molding piece. The molding piece continues over here onto the glove compartment in the ashtray. So that's going to get hidden, but that's going to get straightened out. This is going to be the accessory, so it'll be a plug for a charge plug. But what I really wanted to take a look at was these vent. This is plastic, but it's got a nice little control so you can direct the air. That gets snapped into this bracket. Plastic again. I don't know if I'm going to keep these. And they're going to get mounted under the dash right about there. I don't know if that makes sense to put it over here, but that would keep it out of the way. Probably here. And then the same on the driver's side, just so it's not a knee knocker. So that'll be there, and let's see. There's two ports for the defrost, and then there's 3 ports for the air conditioning. So we've got one, maybe one there. It might be overkill. I may put one, I don't know where. I may not use a third vent. I bought 3, but we'll see how it goes. As a minimum, there's going to be one on each side, driver's side, passenger side. It might just be overkill here. We'll see. The other thing I wanted to show you was where the control panel is going to go. And this is for a Gen 2 compact system. Again, this is nice. I really like this control panel. It feels like it's well made. It has rheostats, potentiometers here. This is for the, well, this is heat, this is cool. I guess this is I don't know if this is a servo controller or just a fancy rheostat. Anyway, it's going to be mounted probably, I would like to put it right here so that all these switch controls, headlights, ignition, wipers, auxiliary, and then have the air conditioning right here. So I might be cutting that out to match this. It's not much of a flange, so you almost have to get that cut out perfect. So I'll see how this is disassembled in order to mount this. But I think that would look good right there. So that's that. And then for the evaporator, we have 3 brackets. I don't know if these are going to be usable or not. I'm thinking at least 1 or 2 of them, which will be, it has mounting holes here, one on the top, one on the back side, and I thought there was 1 or 2 on the bottom side, but there's a screw or a bolt here. This back panel pops off. You got to take that off just to see why that's removable. It's probably in order to either clean the fan motor or replace it, but at least there's something that I can attach a bracket to. And that will be mounted kind of like so. Wow, that really sticks out a lot. Maybe about there. And I was thinking about making a console, just a vertical console here, and that's a high possibility because this thing looks like it protrudes pretty far. So on the bottom of the evaporator are the heater outputs. So I want to keep those centered as much as I can. So I don't know how high I'm going to make it. Maybe a little bit higher than the original heater box was, but it does protrude out further than the stock. This is about 8-9 inches wide, and the original was more like 4 or 5 inches. So this box is going to be coming out pretty far. So it may be imperative to build some kind of decorative console. And so the truck's going to have a bench seat. So I can't make a console all the way back. I may make some kind of contour so it just comes down and has a little curve and ends at the floor so that a third person could comfortably sit in, the middle seat, the middle section of the seat. So that's about that. And so I'm going to take a look at these brackets and see how they're going to work out. Well, after a little bit of fighting, I got the evaporator mounted onto the firewall. And I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty high up, so it should be hidden. And what it did was there's a mounting bracket back here on the evaporator unit, and then another bracket right here. on the right side. Sorry for the darkness here. And then I added another bracket, which is going to hang on to the scoop on the cowling, and that's a manual scoop from the from the factory. So it was convenient. This is a pretty sturdy mount here, so that should work out. On the evaporator, that back mount, I kind of cross-threaded the threads going into it. It's like a press fit with a nut inserted. Well, after cross-threading it, I didn't tighten it very much, and I didn't know that I was cross-threading it because I was trying to struggle holding the evaporator and putting the bolt in. Well, that stripped out, or it didn't strip out, but it just loosened the mount that bolt, that internal nut is on the evaporator. So it is just spinning now. I think that's a weak design. I mean, it was my fault that I cross-threaded it, but I didn't think that it would dislodge itself from the plastic housing, around there. So anyway, I got it to work, jury rigged it, and it'll hold. So now I am trying to figure out the bulkhead, mounting of the bulkhead. Let me try to get this light out of here. Hold on a second, let me get set. Okay, all right, so here we are. Let me get my light here. So the evaporator, and there's the one mount here. I've got to close up this big hole and these 6 smaller holes because they're not going to be used. But what I do need to do is locate the bulkhead through mounting bracket. And let me show you that. That's over here. It is, here's a picture of it, and they've got a little template here to how to drill out the holes. But this is the bracket. Is have that, actually, I want to have the air conditioning lines come out the bottom. That's going to get mounted somewhere right around there because the evaporator is right in here. So I'm trying to miss hitting the evaporator, as well as right here is where the hood hinge goes. So right here would miss everything. So what I want to do is drill out those holes for these number 10 AN10s, and then feed that through. But here's the connections that it made. So this kit, so actually this was separate. Then I bought another kit with these fittings. I'm sorry, wait. I got these holes cut in here for the bulkhead fitting. I'll put that last one in after I put this patch in there. And let me just show you the back side. There should be enough room down here relative to the evaporator. I should be able to get all those lines in. They'll get routed out this way and up. And then connections for high and low pressure side and back in there. It's going to be tough to get the, I'm losing my light here. It's going to be tough to get these heater hoses on there. The one is pretty easy, but the other one is tucked way back in there. It's back behind here, so we'll see. Anyway, we've got that roughed in, and the next thing to rough in will be the control panel. I'm hoping to be able to put it down here, so we'll see how that goes. Well, just like that, we got our control knob panel there, and that is finished. The guts that go behind this all fit, but I couldn't get it to stay in place until I'm ready to permanently put it there. We got our lines roughed in, and we also have the firewall patched as needed, and that turned out great. So yeah, we're looking to almost be ready for paint. Just a few more touch-up spots, a couple dings that I've got to take out. So that'll do it for this video. I just want to show that I roughed in and got the air conditioner ready. So that's all set to go. And the next step will be paint. And so that's going to be, I don't know, a week or so away, probably. I got to wait for a nice day to paint. So that's it, and I want to thank everybody for watching. If you don't mind, hit the like and subscribe button and notification bell. And the next time I put out the next video, we'll be